All right, you've probably heard a lot of stuff about Madam Web, that it's really bad and that you shouldn't go see it. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, it's really bad and you probably shouldn't see it. Okay, so Madam Web is the new Sony Pictures universe of Marvel movies, or SPUM, I guess they want to call it. I don't know why you do that if you're Sony, why you would call your cinematic universe that. And you also have a Spider Man universe without Spider Man. We're still doing this? I just don't get it. Look, so Madam Web is the newest installment of this Sony Pictures universe of Marvel movies, SPUM, and it is about a woman who starts getting premonitions of the future, and in these premonitions, she's starting to see uh, somebody going after these three girls who get spider powers, and it's up to her to save them from this man. So it's kind of got this Terminator kind of Final Destination vibe to it, which is kind of what gave me hope for this movie. Dakota Johnson, well, I've never really been a fan of her work. I'm not saying she's a bad actress, but I don't know, nothing she's ever done I gravitated towards any of her performances and anything else. Nothing really making me want to see it because of her. And the trailers here didn't help. Sorry, trailer one. They released one trailer for this film. Traditionally, movies get two or three trailers to kind of, get that marketing push going and pull you in to see the movie. They released several trailers over the course of months just to kind of keep it in your brain. But they released one trailer. That's a bad sign for this movie that the studio decided to only do one trailer. Well, it was to keep all the surprises. No, they did it because the more they'd show you this movie, the more you wouldn't want to see it. So, look, Dakota Johnson plays the main character. Her name is Cassandra Webb. She gets in an accident, and maybe also because of her origin story, she develops this spider premonition power where she can see the future and she can kind of experience something bad happening, then go back and kind of fix it, which is actually a cool concept. Now, as bad as I think this movie is, there are some stuff in here that if it was just in more capable hands, the writers, the director, maybe this could have been a completely different movie because there is stuff here that actually would have made it a pretty entertaining, fun film. And there's still elements of that in this film. There are some redeeming moments, but they're so few and far between. Uh, and look, let's just start off with Dakota Johnson's performance as the lead character here. And oh boy, I feel real bad for Dakota Johnson because like I said, I don't think she's a bad actress, but she is not good in this. She has some of the most terrible dialogue, some of the just worst. I've never seen somebody just. It's like it was the first time she's ever been on screen and she didn't know what to do. Like, it's hard to describe. She was just so wooden and so, I don't know. It just seemed like at times that the director was just like, all right, let's do a warm up take. Nope, we're going to use that one. We're good. We're moving on. And it's like she didn't get kind of comfortable with this role. It was just so flat. It was just really odd to watch. Like, it was kind of like, why are you giving this performance? Like, it just, it probably goes back to the writing. It probably goes back to the director. There's a lot of people to blame here. I'm not going to just solely blame the actors in this film for some of the bad choices in this. Because if you're a director and you see that performance, I probably would go back and be like, Dakota, darling, let's walk it back. Let's try it again. But it's like they left bad takes in there on purpose. They just didn't care about this film at all. This was a slog. I admittedly nodded off at some points. It was boring. For a superhero film, there's not a lot of superheroing. There's not a lot of action scenes in it. Interesting action scenes, actually. Some of the stuff is just over the top and ridiculous, which can be fine at times, but it's just here in this movie, boy, oh boy, it's just, I don't think this is something people are going to like. I mean, there'll probably be the oddball people who'll be like, I didn't think it was that bad, which, more power to you. I'm not going to call you names for liking it. I mean, there's just so many elements here that just don't work. The writing and directing are bad. It is so bad. I don't know how Sony even hired them, how they even let this film see the light of day. The acting, for the most part, across the board, is okay to. The the standouts here. Look, the three girls that Dakota Johnson's got to protect. The actresses, Sydney Sweeney is the one I was familiar with. Celeste O'Connor and Isabela Merced. They were all fine. They were okay. They weren't terrible. They weren't great. Giving the material they had, it's A Miracle, they came out kind of looking like the best parts of that movie. The bad guy, played by Tahar Rahim, I don't know, take or leave him. He was also not great. It did seem a lot of the times that his dialogue was overdubbed. Nothing seemed to match his mouth at times. I was like, huh, they must have really gone back and really ADR'd the crap out of this. Um, so that there's that. It was just what a weird bad guy, and his motivation was odd. Like he sees these spider girls. He also gets visions of the future, and he sees these three girls, and they do something to him, but his motivation for like what he's trying to protect, what he built, I don't know what he built. He's like, I have to protect what I built. What did you build, dude? I don't know what you built. It just made no sense to me. Like I didn't care about the character. I didn't really fully grasp why he was doing what he was doing, other than he's a bad guy. Like, oh, they do something to me, so I have to do something to them first. Okay, that's the bare minimum amount of motivation, I guess, for a movie. And then, so the best character, the best actor in this is Adam Scott. I love Adam Scott. Parks and Rec. He was just in Severance. Great stuff. Go check that out. I want to tell you what character he's playing. If you've been on the internet long enough, you might know who he's playing. And you know what? I'm going to save you a little bit of trouble. He plays Ben Parker, Peter Parker's uncle, because this takes place a few years back. So it's like a tiny spoiler, but not really, because we all figured it out, right? And nobody's going to go see this. So there, I saved you a little bit. He plays Uncle Ben. There you go. And he's the best part. I kind of wish the movie was centered around him, but it's not. And of course they're going to do the allusions to Peter Parker and all that stuff. It's there, kind of forced. I wish it wasn't, but it is. It's there, and it's whatever. Look, overall, between bad acting, bad directing, bad writing, just so many missed opportunities like throughout this film with an interesting premise that actually probably could have worked in more capable hands. You know, I'm gonna give this film an F. I was hoping to give it like a C minus, like kind of like it wasn't as bad as people think it is. Look, it's bad. It is bad. It's just it stinks that when you can see some of the stuff in there, the little nuggets that you're like, oh, if they would have just done a couple of things different, this could have just kept climbing up. They could have fixed so many issues that they would have just taken this idea and expanded on it. But instead, they just kind of, it's like they slapped this thing together and didn't care. Like I didn't feel the care put into this movie that other films would bother putting in it. It didn't feel like it. That's just me. What do you guys think? I've been going on a little too long. Have you seen Madam Web? Do you even care to see Madam Web? I didn't go see this opening night because I'd rather do fun stuff on Valentine's Day, and I did. I had a great Valentine's Day. I'm glad I didn't see this on Valentine's Day because this movie stinks. So, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe button, the little bell notification to be notified whenever I drop new videos. It would be greatly appreciated. And until the next review, guys, which I'm not sure what it'll be. It might be Dune 2. I don't know yet. We'll find out. And until then, I'll be seeing you.